Hi, in this video we're going to continue with the Amplify Fusion API journey. Recall we had done the Hello API demo and where we imported a finance API OAS doc that defined quote, watch list, and trade, and we basically hard-coded some response by using a map component and just hard-coding 200.5 and whatever the stock symbol that was passed in. And in fact, if I turn this on and run this or activate this, then we were able to call it in a browser since it's just a GET and we have no authentication. Just so you see, it is real there. So this is what we did in the last video. What I want to do now is I would like to connect it to a backend. And the backend we're going to use is the Finnhub Stock API. You can get a free API key, and I've already started looking at the API documentation. And it's good to know that this API requires an API key, as we just saw, and the key name is Finnhub token, and you pass in your API key. And the nice thing about it is it has a Swagger schema. I already clicked on that link, and this is the Swagger doc. So we can use this for creating our OpenAPI connection to the back end. So let's come in here. Let's view the integration. Let's delete our map component, and let's make a call to the OpenAPI client. Expand that. We don't have an OpenAPI connector yet, so let's create one. Okay, and we can enter a URL for the OAS doc. We have it right there. And then we need the host URL, so we can get that down here. I know we're eventually going to call the quote. Where is it? We're going to call the quote API. And I can see here the base URL is that. All right. And the client authentication is API key. And we saw from the top for authentication, the name of the key is Finnhub token. Okay, it's in the header. And my API key is right here. Okay, let's copy that. And that's it. I guess I can do a, let's do quote. Let's put that in for the safe resource path. And it needs to be all caps. How do I know this? Again, if we come down here and look at the quote, I can see that I can just say, here, I should grab it from here, that's more appropriate. It's the same thing. So the safe resource path is just a path that can be called when I'm testing the connector that will respond with 200. So let me do a test, see if this is working. And there it is. Okay, so we built our connector. Let's come back over here, click refresh, use our connector, and we want to do a quote. And it's a quote action, and the query parameter is there. Now I'll need to turn that into all caps, but for now, let's just pass it in properly. And then my response is going to look like that. So let's set our response 200. So I need the price. If I look at the documentation, that's the close. The change is the delta. DP is the delta percentage. The day high is right there. The day low. And then I have the open price. And now for symbol, let's just grab symbol. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, so we'll need to map the symbol properly. Can't do it right there, and that is it. Let's save that. Oh, and I also need to set the status, so we can do that here as well. Status will be 200. I still need to figure out how to set the symbol on the output, but that's okay for now. Let's see how far we got, and let me enable this. Now, if this works, which it should, now before, remember I was getting the hard-coded 200.5, I was getting Apple, and I was getting that symbol. Let's do this now and call our new API, and I got nothing, okay? Let's figure out why. I'm not passing the symbol in, so let me come back over. Let's turn this off. Oh, yeah, because symbol is coming in all lowercase. We just talked about that. So let's turn it back on. We'll need to handle that in our code, but let's make this uppercase. And there you go. So there's real data. And the last thing I'd like to do before we end is format that output better. And the reason that's happening is because I need to set the response header content type. All right, let's re-enable this, and I think we'll be done for now. And there you have it. So we still need to add the symbol. I'd also like to have the company name, but you see here we can actually now have a live API that's getting its data from the backend, which is Finnhub. So in this video, we created a connector to Finnhub. We updated our API quote method to actually make a call to Finnhub, and we still need to deal with getting the company name, passing the symbol through, and also dealing with errors, which we'll do in future videos. Thank you.